Good afternoon. Today I'm going to talk about some of the recipes we'll be preparing for the management retreat. We are going to be making a soda bread, a lamb stew, or a meat stew of your preference. It could be lamb or beef. And we're also going to make, the other option is you can make a vegetable stew if you wish. So I'm going to talk to you individually through each recipe. Each recipe will have its an attached ingredient deck with instructions and a short video on how to prepare that recipe. All right, so why don't we get started? So today we're going to make a soda bread. In that soda bread recipe, we're going to have some wet ingredients, dry ingredients that we're going to talk through. And very easy bread to make, literally 4 ingredients with a 5th optional ingredient. So we'll get right down to it. We'll talk about those ingredients. I'm going to mix the bread with you today, but when it goes into the kitchen, into the oven, we're going to form it and we're going to show you the end result, and that'll be a bit of a mystery for you guys to come back with. So yeah, have fun and enjoy it. Like I said, it's an easy bread, no yeast involved, very easy to make. So here we have the ingredients for our soda bread recipe. It's flour, salt, baking soda, milk, and yogurt, and some oats. First, we have the flour. Then the next ingredient that we have here is the salt. Followed by the baking soda, followed by the oats. So the oats is an optional item and I'll explain that at the end. We have yogurt, and we have milk. I like to combine the yogurt and milk, and again, I'll explain that as I'm mixing the flour and other items together. So we're going to mix the dry ingredients, starting with the baking soda, followed with the salt, and we're just going to blend that together a little bit. And then once that's blended, we're going to add in the yogurt and milk. So I like to use a combination of yogurt and milk. The recipe calls for buttermilk, it calls for milk, or a nut milk if you wish. So you can choose. You can choose to use buttermilk, you can choose to use yogurt, you can choose to use milk on its own, or a combination of butter, milk, and yogurt actually is what I'm doing here today. It's a bit of a dry mix, so you're going to see us go along, and as we're mixing this, it takes quite a bit to bind it together. We'll get it to one stage where we will have to turn it out onto the table just to finish mixing it, and then we will form it into 2 even circles or dough balls. We will flatten those circles or dough balls down. I mentioned the oats earlier, so you can use oats to dust or finish your soda bread if you wish. It's not required, but you can if you want. And then from there, you cut a cross into the soda bread, and then you take either a fork or a knife, and you just push that gently into the top of the bread to create some air pockets. Like I said, it is a bit of a dry dough. It will come together. You don't need any additional liquid. And when you bake this, you don't need to overwork it either. You don't need to over knead it. When you bake this, it'll come out nice and light. If it comes out and it's very dense and it's flat and it really hasn't risen, that means you've overworked the dough. So you can see here I've almost got it all together, and you can see that it's almost all pulling together. There's a little bit of dryness left in the bottom of the bowl, but we're almost there, and we've worked this dough into a nice firm ball. So again, if you find that it's a little dry, you can still add a little bit of liquid, but I wouldn't go too much more than what we have here already. So we're going to head into the kitchen and we'll show you the end result shortly. So here we have our finished product, And I wish you all the success with your soda bread as well. Thank you.